Yes, it's happening. Today we're gonna try to experiment something that no human being has ever been brave enough to attempt before. We're gonna take a girl that never has done a couch, a sofa, or not even a chair, and make the most desired couch in history. It's from Mario Bellini and it's just gorgeous. There's no star who doesn't have this in their living room.
Just in case that you live in a completely different planet and you have no idea what couch I'm referring to, here are the pictures of the beautiful, gorgeous, and so versatile couch. You can compose the pieces as you like and make it look different every time.
Ah yeah, if you had any doubt, that girl is me. And if I can pull this off, next step is conquering the world.
Try to take over the world.
So this is the current situation of the entrance of my apartment. I don't know why my boyfriend didn't kill me yet, but all this is needed to make our creation.
What you need is foam. We have to reach 30 centimeters, but that's too expensive, so 3 times 10 centimeters height is gonna be the solution. More foam, really tiny and thin, that is just gonna be added on top to make the shape more rounded. Then the fabric, you can choose any color fabric material that you wish, this doesn't matter, and the wood. I have 3 pieces because I composed 3 pieces of the couch. Other funky element that you need is this hooks and holes, but don't worry, I'm gonna list everything in the link down below. Now, let's start. If you know me, you know that I love to make tutorials with absolutely no equipment. That's why I use this trick to find the dimension of our couch. The size that you need is 90 times 90, and that's why I signed 30, 30, 30 centimeters, and then on every single corner, and then drag the line. In this way, we're gonna have the size of a couch, and also we are gonna have written down the spot where the lines cross. We need it later. Now, do this 3 times because I told you we need 30 centimeters of height.
3 times.
And then go ahead and connect all the pieces of the foam together. Wait 20-30 seconds and then put the 2 pieces one on top of each other. Then put something heavy on top. Lift your pretty bottom from the foam and now spray it again because you need the 3rd layer stick on top. Wait always 20-30 seconds, apply it on top, and there we go. Now we want to draw the length of the line all the way because we are gonna need this later to pass the fabric inside. You want the corners to be not so squared as you see them, so my suggestion is to go inside with your precision knife and start making it rounder. Also the lines that we drew before, because we are gonna need to stick the foam inside the foam, the material, you're gonna have to make cuts on all 4 the sides. Magic on every single side. And that's where our initial lines become really handy. We need to make holes on the top of the couch because it has this sort of Chesterfield shape. This is where we're gonna have to press the buttons inside. So go where the X crosses on top of the couch and start digging inside. You want to reach something like 5-6 centimeters of depth. Now take up the wood, my friend, and we're gonna do exactly the same thing. Place your ruler, make 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 on every single corner. Then you're gonna drag your line, and we're gonna have, again, the lines and the X where we want the middle of it. Now we're gonna have to start drilling on those X's. Why? This is where we are gonna pass the thread to catch it from the other side, the buttons on the top of the couch. Time to stick the wood to the foam, and second round in, I learned that like every single spray, it's way better if you keep the material vertical and not down. Accidentally spang the light on your ceiling, and go ahead with the tutorial.
Guys, we arrived to the moment of truth, and that is that we are gonna have to sew 2 pieces together. You can actually decide to go and buy super expensive material that is kind of like custom made, that is gonna be 2 meters high. But normally materials are 1.40 meter or 1.50 meter times the length that you're gonna buy. So normally you're gonna have to add those 50 centimeters. And that's what we're gonna do today, even though we bought over 10 meters of material.
Basically, every base of the couch needs 2 meters times 2 meters, and that's why we'll have to add 2 pieces together. So the length, just make 2 meters, and that's easy. For the height, we're gonna have to do 150 and add those famous 50 centimeters on top of that. Always place the pretty part of the material on the pretty part, and then start pinning it together. This because after you're gonna take it inside out, and the sewings are gonna be in the inside. You go ahead with your sewing machine all the way to the top, super long, And we're done. Luckily, the internal foam has a height of 2 meters, so this one is going to be, get rid of the scissors, it's easier with your hands, 2 meters times 2 meters, just rip it off. Now guys, I will be honest with you, this worked only the first 2 times. Let's call it the luck of the beginner. Every other time this didn't work. So what I did was using a metal thread and pull it from the top hole to the bottom. But the bottom hole in the wood is super tiny, so usually you cannot catch it. So the easy way is if you do it from the bottom to the top. Now, let's go ahead. You want this metal thread to go to the top and then mark the point where you want to stick these little buttons. You can go to a bottom store and ask them to make them in the same material of your couch. That's what I did. And then you are gonna stitch them exactly where your metal thread came out from. Then you're gonna make it look like a little hook. Tie your thread that is not a normal thread, it's a super thick thread on your metal, and then start pulling it from the bottom. In this moment, we are in a secret mission under the couch. This is where the thread came out, and we are gonna have to tie it to this button. So to pull it, tie it. It is actually very important that you pull the thread as tight as possible so that the button on the top of the couch is going to be inside the foam, because that's the Chesterfield effect. We're going to do exactly the same thing also on the second side. There's 4 holes per couch. As you see, I'm going inside with a needle, putting the thread on the metal thread, pulling it from the bottom, and we have the same exact effect. We're going to do this 4 times. Now, how does this super dope couch work? It's made with little hooks. So an important part of this is making the metal holes in which the hooks and the rope is gonna pass inside. This is the mechanism. It's super easy. You just bang your hammer on top of it and it creates the hole. Second round, you add the metal thingies and you hammer them again. And there it is. Magic! Magic! It works as a super pretty and aesthetical hole, inside of which we're gonna pass our ropes. The placing is exactly at the same height of the buttons that we place. Now, let's go ahead with the hooks and the thread. The rope, actually. First, we pass the rope inside and we want to check that it's the right amount of rope before we cut it. We're going to make a little hook on the top, tie the hooks. You see, it's super resistant. Do it again on the other side, and there it is. It's catched. Let's pass on and do it on every single side. So it's 8 per couch because it's 4 corners. Every corner has 2, and that is 8. Ooh la la, look who's coming out now, our best friend, the staple gun. Super important is that before you start stapling randomly around violently like I'm doing, is that the first 2 staples are the one on the line of the buttons, because that's where we want the material to go inside. Do you remember that we made a cut there so that the material would go more inside? That's what we're doing. Hercules move to flip it around. And again, we go. Follow with your hand, pushing it inside and staple, pulling as much as possible. Then all over, and again on the height of the button, you have to staple harder. What happens on the corner is that you find yourself with tons of material. So basically here you have to be very creative and very patient in order to fold it and staple. Fold it and staple so that it comes more elegantly as possible, but still ruched on the sides. We're gonna cut all the ugly side under the couch, and then we staple more, because we do not want to do this couch again because it took forever. Yes, you're gonna be exhausted, but you have to keep going.
This part is finally done and we're basically made all the bases over. We have to do also half couches because in this design there's the big ones and the small ones that you can put on the feet, on the side, and decompose it like you like. But I guess it's a bit boring to show you all the process again, so I'm gonna use a little bit of magic for that.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, I wish all the couch was that easy. We did the same thing, but with the dimension of 60. Ooh, baby, it's time to make the pillows. The pillows. What we're gonna do is make them 30 centimeter deep, and we do it 3 times. Exactly in the same way of before. We're gonna use the glue, but wait a minute, I'm not gonna get on top of it. Just put some heavy weight. The foot of your dog is good enough. Wait a few seconds and do it again. The back pillow is 30 centimeters of depth and long, exactly as the couch, that is 90. Now, This is what I learned in the process. You have to spend more time doing the curves of the couches more rounded. You don't want to do just one cut, but way more cuts. Go ahead and shape it. Literally shape the foam. Yep, like this one. The only thing left to do is the side pillows, so where we put our arm. This ones instead are only 20 centimeters high. But guys, we saw this process too many times, so let's just show you the result. The size is 20 centimeters high, so only 2 times you add the foam one on top of the other. I'm coming closer to show you, and instead the length is 60. So basically the 30 of the depth of the back pillow plus the missing part. First idea was to just put some fabric on top, but then I understood, no, lazy girl, no. The original one has 2 cuts on the top. So we're gonna have to use a rope and tie it very tight after that we made the cuts on the 30-30 like always, and use the rope to make the knots exactly on where we made the line so that the shape is gonna stay the same. Also, unluckily for us, the material also has sewings. So what I did here was to make 3 shapes of the top covering, then always pretty material or pretty material, staple them together, and this is the result. What we're gonna do now is get our sushi and go and wrap it. We place it on top of the material, same lines on the same lines, make them match from both sides, and then get our trusty pins after we fit it a bit better, and go and pin them 2 corners together so that after we can sew them. But before taking it out, we're gonna make also here the holes where another rope is gonna pass through. I don't show you the process, but I just made a hole. And then you are gonna pass it inside exactly when you try to fit inside your tight jeans. Corners over here are again the tricky part where you're just gonna have to design it as elegantly as you can, and then we hide all the ugliness inside this sewing, and then by hand we are gonna go and close everything. Now guys, I know you don't believe me, and I don't believe myself also, but we finished the couch. All we have to do is put the legs. I choose 5 instead of 4 because I didn't want the wood to break for no reason. Put something anti-slippery so that they would not open. Fasten the seatbelt of the couch, and it's done.
Guys, I'm absolutely stoked, and I can't believe this turned out so good. I'm so excited. But before I show you the reveal of the couch, let's go through the steps that I would have done differently if only I knew, because I had no idea what I was doing. So, the wood that we're buying, before starting your work, yes, get it as a square, but go and round a little bit the edges, use a little plate, place it on top, and follow the line, draw a little circle so that it's gonna be more round and it's gonna be easier to give it this roundy and soft shape to the couch. Number 2, the holes on the pillows that you're gonna stick on your couch, I did them more close to the line as possible because I didn't want the thread to be seen from the outside, but actually what I suggest is to make you do it as outside as possible so that it gives it more stability and it's not gonna fall off your couch. Number 3, the cutting of the foam. You should invest as much time as possible as making it round and puffy, because if it's a square, it's gonna look just like a block, while the original is super smushy if you look at it. So spend some time cutting the shape of the foam as you please. And now are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
I just needed to go around and jump on the couch and make myself super comfortable to test how soft it is.
It's so soft. Oh my god, it's so awesome. Now I'm actually jealous that I made it for someone else, and I wish I had it at home to jump on it all day. And the coolest thing about is that it's completely assemblable. You can assemble it as you want. I don't know how to pronounce this word, but you can transform the couch in any possible way. If you change home, if you change arrangement of your apartment, if you just want to spice up your space, you can just transform it as you want. And this is so cool. I literally love this project. I'm so excited. Please guys, leave me in the comment down below what you liked, what you didn't like, what you would have done differently for me, because again, I had never done any project like this one, and I was completely going blindfolded. My intuition, I guess. Oh, I'm so happy. Subscribe.